Hey, welcome back. So the last thing that I'm going to explain today is the comparison operators. And when I say comparison operators, I mean equal equal, I mean less than, equal, equal, greater than, and then not equal. All of these. All of them will have the same idea, okay? So first of all, how do we do it? Can we do it with a friend function? Can we do it with the normal operator overloading? Actually, when it comes to this kind of scenarios, I want you to think this way. So for example, if I have n1 and n2, and then here what I want to do, I want to do n1 equal n2. So imagine this in what? Imagine this in an if condition. So if n1 equal n2, cout do something, okay? So basically now I'm getting an error because the compiler doesn't know. So it's still the same story. If we directly do, for example, 5 and then here 6, let's say, it wouldn't give an error. Why? Because it's correct. So 5 equals 6 wrong, which means it will return a boolean. So the compiler by default again, it knows what does how to compare between 5 and 6. But if I go to the case of objects n1 equal to n2, now it will become a bit of a problem. Now, do I make it a friend function or do I make it a normal function? It depends on you in this case. So for example, here the left side is an object and we said the left side is always the side who call the let me just see if it's recording. Yeah, it's recording. So always the left side is the one who's calling the operated overloaded function. So in this case, n1 can do this, and in this case, if we're going to make it overloaded function, normal one, not the friend one, we can send one object, okay? But if we want to make it a friend function, we can make it a friend one, and then we have, in that case, we have to send two objects, okay? Let me do it the first way, and if we have time, I will do the second one. But for now, let me do this quickly. Let me copy paste so I don't waste much time. Now operator and then equal, and then I'm receiving an object, and then there is a slight difference here because we're comparing. The function should either return boolean or integer, like it's either return 1 or 0, but like I usually make it return boolean and I don't bother, okay? So boolean, not capital, boolean, and then here inside what I do is, again, which object is calling it? The object on the left, which is what it is, n1, right? So now I need to say if n1, or sorry, only n, now because I am in n1, I have a direct access to n, which is 10, I think it was. Yes, 10, okay? If n1 equal object dot n, okay? In this case, do me something, which is what? Return what? Return true, of course, because yes, true, they are. Else, return false, which means they are not equal, okay? So now relying on this function, what I can do here, by the way, again, we have to use here const. Actually, we don't have to, but like we do it for performance. We used const here with the object, and then we passed by reference. Anyway, here inside this function, if they are equal, let me do they are equal, okay, else cout they are not equal. Okay, so now if I comment all of this code out, let me comment it out. So now let me compile. They are not equal. Okay, what is this now? Not equal. Why they are not equal? Because of course we have 10 and 5. What if I make this 10 as well? I should receive they are equal. Let me compile. And then as you can see, they are equal. Okay, so this was the normal way of doing it as an overloaded operated function. But what if I want to make it a friend function? I can just comment this code out, and then let me make it a friend function. I will actually, before I comment it, let me take it out as a copy, then I comment it out. Okay, so now below the iStream, I will create it here, and then here I need to do opt1, and then I should receive const and then number, then and opt2, because now we have two objects, so we're sending both of them to the function. And then here inside, because as a friend function I don't have a direct access to the data members, so I need to do opt1.n and then opt2.n, and also I need to move the signature or the prototype here and make a friend. Bool and then friend. I think it would work now. So now if I go, okay, I'm receiving an error somewhere. Here, I need a semicolon. Now if I run the code, so they are equal, right? I'm just concerned about one thing inside the friend function. Do I have an access to n directly? Cout n. So yeah, as I told you, n identifier n is undefined. So because the friend function doesn't have a direct access to n, because a function might be found in two classes, right? This is why. And by now I think I covered all of the cases. Of course I didn't cover everything. There is many questions. There are the questions that I need to like do research to solve, but like these are the basic examples and questions that found in the slides. I hope the explanation were good. If you have any questions, write them in the comments. And also one more thing, if you're watching the video, just write something in the comments so I know that someone is watching the videos, you know, making these videos, putting some effort in them. So watching some people getting benefits from them will make me happy. Yeah, thank you, and see you in the next video.